Hi guys, so I'm on the bus. I'm heading towards the Latin Quarter in Paris today, and I've got to take care of some things, and then I will have a nice opportunity for a long walk back. And so I thought I would use it as an opportunity to multitask. So I could make a video while I'm riding on the bus and sightseeing and all of the other things, right? So I hope you will come along with me for the trip and you can see little snippets of Paris along the way if that's up your street. If you're one of those people who you don't like Paris and so on, you might skip along to maybe the video right before this one. But so this is all going to be sort of like on location shooting today in Paris. Okay, so what did I want to talk about? Well, first I see that Prince Harry is still in Lesotho, according to what I'm reading here online. And he was met by the prime minister of the country. It's a kingdom, really, isn't it? Lesotho is a kingdom because there's a royal family, but there's also a prime minister, and it kind of sort of set up like England, if you will. And his name, I think, is Sam Matikane, according to what I'm looking at here. And so he met with Prince Harry yesterday, or maybe it was today. I mean, who knows? I'm assuming to show his appreciation, first of all, for the Duke's dedication to Santibale and all that he has done for the people of Lesotho, which is a lot, significantly a lot. He's brought a lot of attention to the region, and I'm sure a lot of donors have donated because of him, and so they have been able to raise funds to help the young people in many different ways in that country. So it's fitting, I think, that the Prime Minister should be thankful and should give him a personal audience, right? So there's that. What else about the Sussexes? Well, in the video before this one, or a couple of videos ago, I talked about the fact that it just seems like the media is harassing the Duchess of Sussex at this point. This "Where is Meghan" thing, and coupled with the hit pieces, in particular the one that came out in the Hollywood Reporter recently, and the timing, it's the seemingly randomness of the timing of these hits. These hits came at a time where Meghan has been out of the UK for years, almost 5 years at this point. She has had no contact with anyone in the royal family for all of this time, to our knowledge. She's been busy living her life, raising her family, prioritizing being a mother, going about her business in Montecito, far, far away from the British royal family, the British monarchy, the British government, and the like. And all of a sudden, she goes to Colombia with her husband. Not long after, she also had a trip to Nigeria where she was honored with her husband by leaders in those countries. These were both phenomenally successful, great PR, beautiful, culturally, socially, politically, in every way. And then she comes back, and you have the Princess of Wales announces that she's suddenly cancer-free. She's no longer getting chemotherapy and all of that. And this video was panned, like even by their supporters in France, right? And all of a sudden, it's like Meghan suddenly became the central topic of rage, disdain, and just, ill-timed attacks from the press in the UK around a time when, at least to my way of thinking, she had nothing at all to do with the UK and anything having to do with the UK or anybody else except for her own business, her own family, her own country, her own causes, and so on, away from the UK. Suddenly, out of nowhere, it seems to me, she is being attacked left, right, and center by press in the UK, and also, admittedly, the Hollywood Reporter, which we know has tentacles in the UK. There are connections in the UK for the Hollywood Reporter. So that we can't really say it's an American paper, even though it's an American holding company. It's owned by an American holding company, but the tentacles are back in the UK. All of a sudden, there's this coordinated attack, this siege, you know, of Meghan, and this blitzkrieg of Meghan in the press, talking about very, very old news, such as that she's a bully, and just nonsense like that. And for the life of me, I can't understand what's going on. And then you're coming out with, where's Meghan? She's first they're saying, well, Harry is her spare. Then she, stands aside. She allows Harry to go to his trips in New York and Africa and so on. And suddenly it's, where's Meghan? Like, the harassment is so in your face. And then I thought to myself, wait a second, this is not a coincidence, right? There has been an amplification of attacks on Meghan out of the blue. Someone has been given the code red, amplify attacks on Meghan. And I think that there's a reason for that. Someone gave the code red, amplify attacks, because whoever did that needs a distraction. They need for something to not take root. They need everybody's attention away from something or someone else, right? And it's not the Paris Jazz Festival, right? It's not the Jardin des Plantes in Paris, which is very beautiful, as you can see, right? Um, it's really something very, very strange. Something has happened that has sent people in the royal family and the UK media in a panic. They are panicked. And in that panic, they got the code red, amplify attacks on Meghan, amplify attacks on the enemy. And to me, the enemy, who's been sleeping quietly, like just having nothing at all to do with them, it's all a smokescreen. It's all a distraction. They are desperately trying to distract, and have successfully done so. Because I said before that the timing of that piece in the Hollywood Reporter clearly is a distraction, right? And to me, it was a distraction from anybody digging deep, doing a deep dive into Kate Middleton's cancer story, right? After she put out that video, which showed that she was completely tone deaf, completely oblivious about what it means when you have suffered from cancer, especially in the way that she claimed to have suffered for an entire year, where she couldn't work or do anything at all for the public, who, pays for her keep as Princess of Wales, part of the royal family, right? She was deathly sick. She was so sick for so long. And then she came out with this video which showed that she was tone deaf. She doesn't know what it's like to be sick with cancer. She has no idea, because if she did, she would never have made that tone deaf video, right? So that comes out, it's widely panned, and suddenly they go back 5 years, to old stories and accusations against Meghan, and they have been keeping at it and amplifying it. What's her name used that word the other day? Fergie, the Duchess of York in New York. She said we have to da 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 and amplify. And I think that's a coded word in the royal family and in the British press right now. They need to amplify. Amplify what? Amplify everything. Most of all, amplify their attacks on Meghan, because If they don't amplify their attacks on Meghan, the attention may go where they don't want it to be, whether it's on Andrew, whether it's on Kate Middleton, or maybe it's even somebody else, maybe William, or all of the above. They have been given an order. It's a code red. Amplify your attacks on Meghan. Keep hitting and hitting and hitting. We need time over here to cover. That is what this is about. The key word here, you guys, is amplify. Look at what they are doing. They have amplified and are actively amplifying. They are en train de faire ça. Tu comprends ça ou quoi? They are amplifying. Sometimes I just like go into French. Like I do like a franglais, you know. It's very funny. They are, I hope this is taping because you can never tell with me. Anyway, they are amplifying their attacks on Meghan, and it's a coordinated blitzkrieg on Meghan because they need to cover. They are covering something else. Now, nothing that I said before is now untrue or irrelevant insofar as I've also recently done another video where I said that I believe that they're following Harry and Meghan to America because they're after American donor money. I believe, it is my opinion, that these people can't get and have enough money. They're billionaires and it's not enough. It's like once they saw that Harry and Meghan got $150 million for a book deal and or whatever from Netflix or whatever, they choked. It was like a choking amount of money. Like they're like, what? And if you think about it, Kate's parents were bankrupt recently. So if Kate had money, there's no way that she would have allowed her parents to be publicly humiliated the way they were last year when they lost their business because they didn't have money to pay their debtors. And for whatever the reason, her husband and his family were not able to or were unwilling to bail Kate's parents out. So guess what? Kate is now in a situation where she realizes, you know what? Papa may have, Mama may have, but blessed is the princess that has her own. She wants her own money. She does not want to just be dependent on William, which is why the Hollywood Reporter, look at this thing. It's like, oh my God. This is why the Hollywood Reporter apparently has now been given exclusive access to her because they are courting an American audience. They are courting the American media, and they are specifically courting Hollywood money. They want to get, and it is my opinion, I'm sticking to it until I see otherwise because I'm just clairvoyant. I'm clairvoyant, right? I can see things. I see visions, right? And I'm telling you, I see it. I see it clear as day. They are after an even bigger deal than what Harry got because of their greed, right? So all of that is still true, right? They're still trying to compete with Harry and Meghan. They're still chasing Harry and Meghan across the pond because they want to raise money, whether it's in New York, California, wherever they have to go. They want their billionaires to hand over American money into their coffers, even though their coffers are already bulging to the point of bursting and overflowing. They cannot have enough. Look at them. They cannot have enough, right? And that's these are the facts, in my opinion. These are my facts, right? So now that's all true, but it is also true, you guys, that sorry about that. These birds are driving me crazy. They're just out of control. It's also true, you guys, in my opinion, that a code red has been issued and they have been given the code and they have been told, amplify the message. The message is that Meghan is bad, 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 and keep going, keep at it, and don't stop until everybody forgets about us over here and the video and this, that, and the other, because they need to do an image overhaul They want a restart. They a reboot. They're trying to reboot with Kate. They don't want that ruined with bad press and etc. Hang on a second, you guys. I'm sorry, you guys. I had to just stop for 2 seconds. But so I don't even know where I was. But the bottom line is the following. I believe that a code red has been declared or issued, and the objective right now is amplify to distract, amplification for distraction. Okay. And the best way they can all think of doing that, and quite frankly, they're not wrong. It is the best. There's nothing else they can pull right now. No card they can play right now that will be as effective as using Meghan as yet another scapegoat. I mean, I'm not even sure how Meghan supporters can really deal with this to sort of nullify this. I mean, how do you launch a counter offensive, a counter attack against this blitzkrieg? I don't even know, because then you're in this conflict that you don't want anything to do with. You want to move on with your life. You want to live your life. You want to eat well. You want to exercise. You want to be healthy in your mind. You want mental fitness. You want nature. You know, you want so many amazing things, and the last thing you want is to continue to engage with these types of people. At the same time, sometimes, I mean, you have to face your enemy, but the question is this one of those times, or do we sort of play into the snare? We're being snared by this, right? Because they know that the people who defend Meghan are going to become even more vociferous in defending Meghan when they keep attacking Meghan, and that's what they want. I mean, it's a catch-22, right? That's exactly what they want, because they don't want the spotlight on Kate, and they don't want the spotlight on William, except insofar as we see them out on their outings. I mean, where is Kate and where is William as far as the people's work? I mean, as far as taking care of the kingdom, where are they? They're MIA. They're at ball games and ballet shows and this, that, and the next. I mean, where are they? They are the future king and queen. Meghan is not a future queen. They will see to it that she's not a future queen. She doesn't owe them anything. Yet they are focused on her and not on their own king and queen. What are their king and queen doing for the people, right? Write articles upon articles upon articles about that. But they don't want that, because the minute people start focusing, I mean, Charles and Camilla were booed viciously just the other day. They went somewhere, whether it was in Scotland or Northern England or whatever it was, booed like you just don't even understand. They can't go anywhere without being booed. They don't want people focusing on things like that, right? Because that is going to be very destructive to the monarchy. Understandably, I understand. If I were in their position, the last thing I would want anybody focused on is this growing "you are not my king" sentiment across their kingdom, right? And the fact that for the life of him, William can't figure out what to do about it to strengthen the future of the monarchy. He's even worse than his father, Charles. He has nothing to offer except going to ball games. He has no brilliant ideas. The only one who has brilliant ideas and who has people skills and who has a way of making people feel like something is really going on here and something is worth preserving and something is worth having is Harry. Harry is the idea man. Harry is the man about town, the global statesman, the global ambassador, right? Who can get things done and get people excited in the monarchy itself. William cannot do it. William doesn't know where to begin. All he can do is grow a beard to try to look more like Harry, as if that's somehow going to save him from, his fate, I mean, and I say that with all due deference, but he does not have a clue of what to do. All they all can do is run after Harry and Meghan because all roads lead to Montecito where Harry and Meghan are. This is the epicenter. And it's so funny because like it's just like, whoa. Montecito, USA is the epicenter of the British royal family right now. Harry and Meghan are the face of the British royal family right now. And what they're trying to do is to infiltrate America as if somehow it's a recipe, right? So if they can do come in and just do exactly what Harry and Meghan do or have done so far, they will somehow get their luster back and their light back and their mojo back, and they can get a $200 million contract for Kate, because getting that $200 million contract for Kate will put her in their minds above Meghan, as if she's not already supposed to be above Meghan as the future queen. But she's not convinced. She is not convinced. Kate Middleton is not convinced that she's above Meghan anymore, right? So that's why they're running behind Meghan as well. It's not just the money, right? It is to convince herself that she's more than Meghan. So Meghan and Harry got 150 from Netflix. Kate and William want 200 million from Netflix, right? To prove that they're on top of Harry and Meghan. They still feel the need to prove. This is a really, really cute bookstore, you guys, if you're ever in Paris. Very atmospheric, and the guy is really nice, so yeah. So so they keep comparing themselves to Harry and Meghan, and it's just really it's a stunning thing to observe. I really just can't get over how cute this is, I like it. And it really smells good too. It's like he has some kind of incense in here, and I think he says he tries to appeal to all of the senses. So yeah, it's really lovely. Look at this. My photography is not so good, I'm sorry, and I think he has some stuff in every language as well. Don't ever introduce me to candies.
Why not?
Because I'm an addict.
I have a reputation as a tempter, so I will tempt you with books, with candies, with
Oh my
chocolate,
God,
with everything.
I'm in big trouble.
So,
But I
please
really,
enjoy.
yes, I'll have two. Is that okay?
Of course, please.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Je regarde.
Oui.
Merci. Donc, Harry, c'est la première fois que je vois Afghanistan. L'Afghanistan, c'est célèbre pour les tapis.
Oui.
Comme Iran.
Oui, beaucoup de tapis.
Beaucoup de tapis comme Iran. Vous êtes sur le même niveau comme Iran, ou vous êtes plus ou moins pour les tapis?
C'est pareil, c'est le
C'est
même
pareil.
pays à peu près.
Ouais, ouais. Mm.
Les résultats?
So, yeah, you guys, back to Harry and Meghan. So, yeah, I think they're trying to amplify things against Meghan in particular to cover something else up. And, that's it. And they're getting away with it, frankly, you know, which kind of is too bad. Anyway, what else? Well, I think that's about it as far as any news and updates about Harry and Meghan. I can't really think of anything else. I've noticed that people are starting to leave more comments on my videos. I really do appreciate that very much. And it really just makes me so happy. So you definitely need to keep leaving your comments. And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel and you like my content, which I admit is, it's not, the norm. It's definitely not the norm. I mean, I'm all over the place. And, it's just one day to the next. What will she do? But, look, if you like this style, it is definitely unique and you want to support the channel, I would be really happy to have you support the channel. Now, in my comment section, I hear that Meredith Constant has a great article on Substack with Anna Pasternak. Anna Pasternak is a British journalist. She's a former royal reporter. I think it might be behind a paywall. I think I did try to check it out. It was behind a paywall, so I didn't really get to read it. But if you guys know the gist of what she said in that article, definitely leave it in the comments and tell us, what's going on with that. Um, what else? So in the comments section, what else does it say here? It basically, you know, it's basically, responding to this comment I made that it's not an obsession because a lot of people have this very sort of wrong idea that the UK media is obsessed with Meghan, the Australian media is obsessed with Meghan. They're not obsessed with Meghan. This is an obsession. I mean, this is almost an insult to obsession. This is people who are just being evil, and um, they are intentionally trying to harass this young woman. When you're obsessed, an obsession can be a positive thing in some, well, kind of. I mean, it's extreme, but you could love something or someone so much, you're just absolutely obsessed with that person. This isn't obsession. I mean, this is way, 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 way past that. I mean, this is pure harassment and it's intentional. It's intended to inflict emotional distress. This is intentional infliction of emotional distress by harassing someone. It's like no matter, you can't run from us, you can't hide from us, you can't escape us. We are going to vilify you, we're going to hound you, we're going to hunt you down like a dog until you die. That's what this says, right? Very different from obsession. I mean, obsession can be deadly as well, but there can be some positive to obsession. There's nothing positive about this attention that they unleash on Meghan on a daily basis. This is hate. This is hate. This is harassment, right? So make no mistake about that. Um, what else have we got in the comment section going on? I don't really know what. Oh, maybe I need to go over to the channel to actually see what the comments are, right? That would be really helpful. Give me 2 seconds, darlings. Let's see what other comments are coming in on this latest post I did earlier today, where I said that Telegraph journalist jumpstarts unhinged. Where is Meghan campaign? So, I mean, that's sort of, again, going back to this idea of the amplification of harassing Meghan, you know. And there were a few comments on this one where basically people are agreeing with me. I don't think I got even one negative comment on that one. Maybe the negative commenters have actually stopped commenting because usually I catch them and um I don't I don't publish their comments. So we have here Star Lily Vander Hex. Star Lily Vander Hex. Okay. She said, "Hi, Squatties." She said, "It's 100% harassment and it's truly sick." She says, "I just wish they would move on and focus their attention elsewhere." She also recommended Meredith Constant's interview with Anna Pasternak. So you guys should check that out if you can. And she said that she appreciates Meredith's focus on media literacy and calling out the propaganda sycophancy of the Royal Rota affiliated press. Have a lovely day. She's probably a lawyer or something. You see that vocabulary, Rota affiliated with the hyphen. So that's definitely someone who is very, very articulate. Anyway, yeah, I mean, more and more people are on to these. I don't know what these are goons, honestly. They're henchmen. I mean, they're assassins. They're all kinds of horrible things. And most of them are not that smart, because if they were smart, they would be insulted with the job they're given. They would feel like, how dare you? I'm a serious journalist, right? I don't want to do this. I want to do something with substance, something with meat, something, you know, come on, who do you think I am? But the way they gleefully take these jobs and run with it and stick on it and excel at it, these are very small brained people calling themselves journalists. They're not the creme de la creme. I don't know that such a thing even exists in England, to tell you the truth. I mean, maybe they're all sort of, substandard somehow. I don't know, because there's some good schools in England, right? But it's not like America, where you have Harvard and Yale and all these, people with real journalistic credibility. I mean, those who are on this rota, they just don't strike me as very smart and very intellectual, because if they were, this would be beneath their dignity. This would be beneath their dignity. They would be insisting on having, work that is of substance. You know, it's like having Jake Tapper on CNN cover Meghan every day. I mean, he would look at his boss like, what are you smoking? What do I look like? What do I look like, right? He's a serious journalist. But these people who are doing it, they're not serious. They're not serious journalists. They are the bottom scrapers of their profession worldwide, but certainly in the UK, I'm sure. Who are the serious journalists in the UK? I don't know. I don't really know much about their journalistic pool. The only ones I've been exposed to are these airheads, these pea brains, these, I mean, I don't even know what to call them, people who every day talk about Meghan Markle and her husband Harry, who, I mean, two people who live in Montecito, California. They have nothing to do with the UK, and they happily and gleefully do this every single day. Then no, these are not serious people. They're not serious people. They're not creme de la creme. They're not really people who the organization respects. They're bottom feeders. That's what they are. Okay, that's my opinion. Anyway, you guys, I do have to go. So, let me just give you some music for the rest of this. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.